That's 47 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Hey TV fans, Bored Now back with you. On this video I'm going to be talking about episode 1 of Disclaimer, a new Apple TV show from director Alfonso Cuarón, Oscar-winning director Alfonso Cuarón. It stars, amongst others, Cate Blanchett, Kevin Kline and Sacha Baron Cohen. So, full spoilers from the start of this review. The first episode is called To My Son Jonathan. So, yeah, new Apple TV series. It's based on a novel, which you can tell pretty early on because of the internal monologues. So, the setup for it is then Cate Blanchett's character, Kathleen, is like an acclaimed documentarian with a successful career, but it's revealed that she has a dark secret relating to the death of Kevin Kline's son. So Kevin Kline is a retired school teacher who has recently lost his wife Nancy, but also lost his son Jonathan years ago, and it turns out that death is linked to something to do with Kathleen, who had a thing with Jonathan when he was on holiday in Italy at the time. So we get teases of what might have happened, and we get a very non-linear structure. Like, there's a lot of jumping back and forth in this episode. So it turns out the Kevin Kline character has a grudge against the Cate Blanchett character, is what it boils down to, and you've got the whole secret thing which is hanging over her. So he sends her a manuscript for like a novel with a title, and when she starts reading it, she burns it because she knows that this contains the secret which she's been burying for years, and it could potentially ruin her career. And as I said, we get this flashback and forth type thing where we start seeing the son on holiday, the son being Jonathan years ago, and he's there with his girlfriend. They seem to be very happy, but then she has to go home because she finds out that her auntie has died in an accident. So that leaves him all on his own. And this episode ends with him first meeting Catherine on the beach. He's a little bit of a perv, a little bit overly curious, this guy, because he's got like this camera that he likes to like take photos of everything. Like, him and the girlfriend have this whole thing where they're very like cutesy and flirty, and he keeps taking photos of her. And then at the end of the episode, when he first lays eyes on Catherine, he takes a photo of her. She turns and smiles, and that's kind of how their thing is going to start. So yeah, that's the setup for the episode, really, and it's very, very boring. It's really dull to watch. So, you know how Succession is all about like filthy rich people and kind of obnoxious, like egotistical people, but it's so well written and so well acted that you actually care about those characters, or you're interested to see what they're going to do, and they get up to all sorts of antics, and it's like really dramatic. Well, this is the opposite. Like, it's about rich, self-obsessed people, but the drama does nothing to make you care about them. It does nothing to make you interested in their lives or about the mystery of the story, because by the end of this episode, I just couldn't care about the mystery, even though I can see, okay, on paper there could be some good reveals here, but I just didn't really care. It was all very, I don't know, very sort of dreary and slow, and the characters were it just felt like rich people moaning about their lives for no good reason. like you get this stuff with the son on holiday and he's moaning about how like the girlfriend has gone home. He's moaning about how he's seen all the ruins in Rome and now he's going to go to the beach, but he's just got this tone about him. And that's one of the things, is like it does nothing to make you like him. Like him and the girlfriend are like super annoying from the beginning and self-obsessed. Like there's this thing when they're in one of like those canal type boats and you've got the guy who's rowing it and they're just really rude to him because he refuses to take them under like this bridge that says come on, it's part of the dare, and because it's not on the route, so the son Jonathan, the son of the Kevin Kline, he's just getting really shitty about, I'm not giving you another $40 for this, and they start like shaking the boat and start mucking about, and it's this sort of thing, like they're just really annoying and obnoxious to watch, but like not in an interesting way. And this seems a bit of a stupid move to me, because surely you want to care about this character Jonathan if he's then going to die at some point. And it's like, yeah, it does nothing to... I don't care about their relationship. It opens with them having sex on a train. And then there's a big drama about, well, the guy walks in because... and Jonathan is scrambling around to get the tickets, and then it's like, oh, did the ticket guy see my breasts? And yeah, you just don't care. You think, well, who are these self-obsessed people? And it does nothing to make you care. And everyone just seems like miserable and like they're going through the motions. Like the Kevin Kline character, he just seems like the most miserable sort of guy. Like, there's just no energy from Kevin Kline. Like, I don't know if he's going through the motions because he doesn't care about the project, or if he's just, it's meant to be the character and he's like super grisly. Because the idea, I think, is that he's this washed up, retired school teacher. And I know he's recently going through trauma because of his wife, Nancy. She's played by Leslie Manville. But... yeah, there's just nothing there. And then there's some really poor dialogue as well, because like he starts talking to like an old friend, like who's like the leading guy at school who's retiring, and they just have like this really tedious conversation where the guy is like, oh well, I'm retired. He asks him why he's retiring. He says, because I'm getting old. And the dialogue is just really like on the nose and in your face. And then you have the internal monologues, which you just don't need. A lot of times when you adapt a book and it's like, okay, you've got this internal monologue. Well, that works in the book, but a lot of times it doesn't work in a film or on a TV series. And this is one of those times where you just don't need it. It's just telling you everything, and you get these overblown kind of like sentences, and yeah, it just doesn't do anything, and it just makes it even more tedious to sit through, and just really preachy, self-obsessed type lines. Like I say, you've got a pretty good cast here, but the whole thing is very melodramatic and very... yeah, I don't know what much more to say about it. Just very cheesy, and not a lot happens here. And as I said, it doesn't really give you any reason to care about these characters at all. Like, there's no real hook to the drama. Yeah, there's just no way into their lives. I mean, I think I've pretty much summed everything up, because Catherine and Sacha Baron Cohen, his character, who's her husband, they've got a son who's typical moody teenage son. He's got issues with drugs, I think, and they're having a fight at some point in the episode because he's read the manuscript. And this is what I mean. You get some forced drama where there's just like no reason for there to be drama. And yeah, you just don't care. Like, because she's having... And I think it's just because she's sensitive about the strip. Because she burnt it, but apparently he read it anyway. And she's just sensitive, and he's sort of biting back. And Sacha Baron Cohen has nothing to do in this episode neither. Like, he is quite good at disappearing into roles. Like, he's quite good at convincing you that he's other people other than the colourful, like, character we see when he's doing his documentary work. So he naturally feels like, okay, he's the husband of this super successful journalist, but he's just given nothing meaty to do. He's just a sounding board in some way. There's a scene when he's trying to calm Kathleen down, and he just keeps calling her like puppet or something like that, and he says it about 3 times, and that's just meant to be this cutesy sort of name he has for her. And God, it's so annoying, boring, and just kind of weird. I can't really think what they were going for with this. Like, the structure seems unnecessarily complex. All this jumping around doesn't seem to really achieve anything. You get this... You can see how Alfonso Cuarón would want to do this, because there's certain like visual cues and moments where you can see, okay, he's bringing this a little bit, because when it's going in and out of the story of the manuscript, like you do have these kind of, I don't know, sort of bubbles where it dissolves and it goes in and out, but even that got a bit annoying after a while because it did it quite a lot. But yeah, this was a dud for me. This was a real dud, and it's a bit depressing considering how good Alfonso Cuarón is as a director, and I think he wrote this as well. But it does feel, I don't know if it's more than material, because some of the dialogue, as I said, was really bland and really cheesy. So it's hard to know really if that comes from the book. You feel like some of it at least does. And as I said, the internal monologue wasn't needed. But yeah, I couldn't care less about this, really, is what I'm trying to say. So that's episode 1 of Disclaimer, which is... The first 2 episodes are now on Apple TV+, but no surprise, I won't be returning to review episode 2. But if you have seen this first episode, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe as always. And if you did enjoy it, then tell me why, because I'm always open for alternative points of view. This month there's lots of Halloween, October type horror reviews going up on the channel. Still got some more to go up, so look out for those. You can also support me for just $1 a month on patreon.com/boardnow, or you can sign up for channel memberships and support me that way. But thanks for listening, guys. Keep watching TV. See you again soon. Goodbye.